Have you ever wondered how the Indian civilization, one of the oldest in the world, came into existence? Let's turn back the clock to around 5,000 years ago, to the fertile basin of the Indus River. Here, the roots of Indian civilization took hold, known as the Indus Valley Civilization. This civilization, one of humanity's earliest urban societies, was advanced beyond its years. They were master urban planners, their cities laid out in neat grids, with sophisticated drainage and sewage systems that would be the envy of many modern cities. The cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, the jewels of the Indus Valley, were bustling hubs of trade and commerce, with goods flowing in and out from regions as far away as Mesopotamia. Yet, this civilization did not last forever. Around 1,500 years after its inception, the Indus Valley civilization began to decline, a process hastened by a series of invasions from the northwest by a people known as the Aryans. This period marked the end of the Indus Valley civilization and the beginning of the Vedic period. The Vedic period, named after the religious texts the Vedas composed during this time, was a period of significant cultural and societal transformation. The Vedas and Upanishads, created during this period, formed the foundation of Indian philosophy, spirituality, and culture. Alongside these profound works, the period also saw the establishment of the caste system, a societal hierarchy that would shape the fabric of Indian society for centuries to come. From the well-planned cities of the Indus Valley to the profound spiritual insights of the Vedic period, these early chapters of India's history set the stage for a civilization rich in culture, philosophy, and diversity. A civilization that would endure, adapt, and thrive, shaping the world in ways that still resonate today. From the Indus Valley to the Vedic period, India's early history laid the foundation for a rich and diverse culture. As we delve deeper into the annals of Indian history, we'll continue to explore the fascinating journey that has shaped this incredible nation. How did India transform from a land of small kingdoms to an empire under rulers like Ashoka and Chandragupta? Well, the story begins in the 4th century BCE, when an ambitious young man named Chandragupta Maurya overthrew the ruling Nanda dynasty and established the Mauryan Empire. This was no small feat, as his empire spanned from the Himalayas in the north to the Deccan Plateau in the south, unifying most of the Indian subcontinent under a single rule. Chandragupta's grandson, Ashoka, took the Mauryan Empire to even greater heights. Under his rule, the empire expanded further. But it was his personal transformation that had the most profound impact. After witnessing the horrors of war in the bloody Kalinga conquest, Ashoka converted to Buddhism and dedicated his life to peace and dharma. He erected pillars throughout his empire inscribed with edicts promoting moral and ethical principles, many of which still stand today as a testament to his vision. But as with all empires, the Mauryan Empire eventually fell, giving way to a period of fragmentation and smaller regional kingdoms. It wasn't until several centuries later that another great empire would rise, the Gupta Empire. Often referred to as the Golden Age of India, the Gupta Empire was a period of significant advancements in arts, science, and literature. Gupta rulers like Chandragupta II were not only great warriors but also patrons of learning and culture. It was during this era that the decimal system, zero, and many other mathematical concepts were developed. Moreover, it was a time of great literary works, including the famous plays of Kalidasa. The Gupta Empire, like the Mauryan, eventually declined, but the legacy of both empires is still evident in modern India. From Ashoka's principles of nonviolence and tolerance to the Gupta's contributions to mathematics and literature, these empires laid the foundation for much of India's rich cultural and historical heritage. Empires may rise and fall, but their impact, as seen in the Mauryan and Gupta periods, remains etched in history. What brought about the fusion of Persian and Indian cultures, leading to a unique blend in architecture, music, and cuisine? Let's dive into the fascinating era of the Mughals to find out. The Mughal era commenced with the arrival of Babur, a descendant of Genghis Khan and Timur, in the early 16th century. His victory in the First Battle of Panipat marked the dawn of a new epoch in Indian history, the Mughal era. Among the Mughal rulers, Akbar, fondly known as Akbar the Great, stands out for his remarkable leadership. His reign was an era of cultural, intellectual, and political advancement. He was a champion of religious tolerance, encouraging dialogue between different faiths, a policy that was way ahead of its time. Another notable ruler, Shah Jahan, is synonymous with architectural grandeur. His reign saw the construction of some of the most iconic monuments, including the world-renowned Taj Mahal, a mausoleum built in memory of his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal. This architectural marvel, with its intricate carvings and precious stone inlays, stands as a testament to the aesthetic sensibilities of the Mughal era. The Mughals were not just patrons of architecture but also of various art forms. They introduced new styles of music, painting, and literature, deeply influenced by Persian culture. This cultural amalgamation led to a unique blend of Persian and Indian traditions, creating a rich tapestry of art and culture that we can still witness today. Despite its fall in the mid-19th century, the Mughal era's influence is evident in modern India. The Mughal influence can be found in various aspects of Indian life, from the architectural landmarks that dot the Indian landscape to the culinary delights that are an integral part of Indian cuisine. The Mughal era, a time of grandeur and cultural synthesis, left an indelible mark on Indian history. This period, steeped in opulence and cultural exchange, continues to inspire and influence the Indian subcontinent. It stands as a powerful testament to the enduring impact of cultural fusion and the transformative power of enlightened leadership. How did a small trading company become rulers, leading to a period of struggle and finally to an independent nation? Let's delve into this fascinating chapter of Indian history. In the early 17th century, the East India Company arrived on Indian shores with the goal of trading. However, their aspirations didn't stop at trade. Over the following centuries, they secured significant political and administrative control over large parts of the subcontinent. The company's rule, often marked by exploitation and disregard for local customs, led to a growing discontent among Indians. This simmering discontent erupted in the form of the Sepoy Mutiny in the mid-18th century. Regarded as India's first war of independence, it was a significant rebellion against the company's rule. Although it was brutally suppressed, it marked the beginning of a widespread resistance against colonial rule. Following the mutiny, the British Crown took direct control of India, ushering in the era of the British Raj. This period was characterized by significant social, economic, and political transformations. However, it also saw the intensification of the struggle for independence. The resistance against British rule was a multifaceted movement involving diverse strategies and ideologies. But one of the most influential figures in this struggle was Mahatma Gandhi. His philosophy of satyagraha, or truth and firmness, became a guiding principle for the independence movement. He advocated for nonviolent resistance, calling for civil disobedience against unjust laws. Gandhi's strategies were instrumental in rallying the masses and challenging the moral legitimacy of the British rule. His Salt March in 1930, where he led thousands of Indians to make their own salt in defiance of the British salt tax, was a pivotal moment in the movement. After decades of struggle, protests, and sacrifices, India finally achieved its independence on August 15, 1947. The moment marked the end of more than 200 years of colonial rule and the beginning of a new chapter as a sovereign nation. The struggle and triumph of the independence movement is a testament to India's resilience and spirit. From a trading company to a colonizer, and from a colony to a vibrant independent nation, this journey captures the essence of India's tumultuous yet inspiring history. What changes occurred in India after gaining independence, and how has it shaped the India we know today? In 1947, India gained independence from British rule, but it was a bittersweet victory, as it also marked the painful partition of the country into India and Pakistan. The partition led to one of the largest mass migrations in human history, and it left deep scars that are still felt to this day. Following independence, the country set out to draft its constitution, a process led by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Adopted in 1950, the constitution established India as a democratic republic, guaranteeing fundamental rights to all its citizens, irrespective of their caste, creed, or religion. This marked the beginning of India's journey as the world's largest democracy. But the road ahead was not easy. The young nation grappled with challenges of poverty, illiteracy, and social inequality. However, India's leaders were determined to chart a course that would uplift the masses and build a strong, self-reliant nation. The 1990s saw a major turning point with economic liberalization. India opened its doors to foreign investment, paving the way for rapid economic growth. The information technology boom followed, transforming India into a global IT hub and creating millions of jobs. Today, India is recognized as a major player on the international stage. It's a nuclear power, a leader in space technology, and home to some of the world's largest companies. Yet, at its heart, it remains a land of diversity, with over 2,000 ethnic groups and more than 1,600 spoken languages. From the bustling cities to the rural heartlands, from the high peaks of the Himalayas to the serene backwaters of Kerala, India is a vibrant tapestry of cultures, religions, and landscapes, a nation that's constantly evolving yet firmly rooted in its rich heritage. From ancient civilization to a modern democratic republic, India's journey is a saga of resilience, diversity, and growth. A journey that continues to inspire and amaze as India strides confidently into the future, carrying the hopes and dreams of more than 1 billion people.